stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. For those of you standing, please hold on to the handrails throughout our journey and stay clear of the doors. Stay clear of the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA.
Welcome aboard the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. This is Justin Monorail, and this is episode 249 of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. It's Monday, April the 28th, 2025. Sorry if I sounded a little surprised, but it just hit me that our next episode is episode 250. What do we have planned? Nothing. Oh, we'll have to figure that out sometime in the next week. Okay, well... We're glad you're back. Thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. We're going to get to some Walt Disney World news, and since this is the last episode of the month of April, we've got some month of May kind of like setup stuff to talk about, refurbs and what's coming in the month of May to Walt Disney World. But before we get to all of that, I have to welcome in my co-host. Today, it's me and the original bad boy. Steffers is getting a much-needed day off. But we're going to hold it down like we do because we are the bad boys. It is Landon, the Dawes Dome. Landon, welcome back to the podcast.
Hi, everybody. Coming in from the isolation station. It's me. It's the DOZ, Landon, the Dawes Dome. And it's a Monday morning, and you know what that means. And if you're playing along at home with your calendar, you know right now, if you're listening to the day this podcast drop, it is April. But if you go a couple days ahead, you know it's going to be May. So there you go.
I did not have you pulling out it's going to be May on my bingo card today, but you know.
It is one of my favorite memes. So everybody go ahead and dust it off. It is time to use that beloved Justin Timberlake meme on social media because it in fact is gonna be May.
And for those of you who are adults in our crowd, you know, one of the things you may be familiar with is the Jonathan Colton song, 1st of May.
Oh, so yes. That means something else.
Yeah.
Which I could explain if you would like, Jay.
No, let's not get into it. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
I'm saying to, you know, those of us who are, old of the adult crowd, if you want to listen to that tune, it's a good one to put on. Here coming up, what day is that going to be on
that would be Thursday. That would be Thursday, as a matter of fact. And if you are going to participate in the Jonathan Colton version of 1st of May, sunscreen and a lot of it. Right. And make sure you're at least 100 yards away from school. That would be my advice.
But we are a family podcast here, so we won't get into too much of detail about that.
Much to my chagrin.
Do your own research. But it's true. I mean, May is here. As you listen to this, just a couple days left of April. And one of the things that I've tried to get back to is we enter a new month. I like to talk about what you might expect in the Walt Disney World Resort if you're traveling down the next month. Of course, May is the month of Mother's Day. So if you've got something planned for that, Disney doesn't. I mean, they do a few things in the parks. I know in the past, They give out special like stickers to moms or different things. There might be some special things that they do in the parks, but they don't make like a big event of Mother's Day. But there are some things that go on if you happen to be in the parks those days for the moms out there. And moms of all types, whether that be moms of two-legged creatures or four-legged creatures, whatever it may be, congratulations to you. And I hope that you are celebrated on Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. But some things to be aware of. Let's talk a little bit about refurbishment. So in Magic Kingdom, as you know, Big Thunder Mountain is still down. And there was actually a permit that was filed just last week, I think, that suggested that refurbishment might go a little bit longer than expected. For now, we know that Big Thunder will return sometime in 2026. The Astro Orbiter, which closed on January 13th and then vanished from existence, is scheduled to open summer of 2025. I did see that they've slapped some new paint on the Astro Orbiter elevator tower, And I think that my reading the tea leaves about what they might be doing to that attraction might be true because it looks like they're sort of going with like a silver white color scheme, and that would match the rest of Tomorrowland, so it would sort of make sense. But when it comes back, of course, we'll be the first to let you know. Summer of 2025, we'll see when that comes back. Hall of Presidents still down. The only thing we know about that is it's supposed to open later this year. Kind of surprising. I'd love to go back after the last set of elections and figure out how long it took before the Hall of Presidents reopened following an election. But it seems like at this point in May, we would know when it was going to come back. But who knows? Maybe that attraction is changing more than we expect. But we'll find out about that soon. Dumbo Q indoor playground. The attraction's open, but the indoor playground will be opening sometime. Actually, I guess I cut this off, but I've got spring. I'm assuming it's supposed to be spring 25, so sometime coming up soon. And then Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin will close in August of this year. So not anything to worry about now, but just if you want to get your last rides in before it changes, make sure you do that before August 2025, and then it'll be upgraded and come back to us sometime in 2026.
Yeah, get that high score of all nines that still eludes me to this
Right.
Yeah.
As I've said, I've only gotten it once, and it was because the ride stopped in the Zurg room, and I was able to just.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was going to say that feels like cheating, but at the same time, that is one more time than I have ever achieved that elusive, as I said, all nine high score.
I couldn't believe it. Even in that situation, I was surprised that I maxed my score out. But they did not give me the Galactic Hero or whatever. You're supposed to get like a sticker, I think. When
Yeah.
you get the...
Well, if you didn't get the sticker, Jay, did it actually happen?
That's true. There's no way to prove it. Well, I wanted to remind everyone, as you know, we over in Hollywood Studios, we got some things that are closing forever. Coming up May the 10th, final day of operation for Mama Melrose Ristorante Italiano. And this is all preparing for the Monsters, Inc. Takeover of the Muppet Courtyard. You know, I wanted to remind you as well, we do have a little unofficial event on May the 16th. We're doing a Muppet Vision Marathon for those of you who can make it out. So I plan to get out there. That's a Friday. I plan to get out there around 10 a.m. And then just, you know, this isn't like a let's try to see how many times we can do it kind of day. This is a let's just go celebrate Muppet Vision. Maybe hit Baseline Tap House a few times and just have a good time.
We're gonna raise money for my wedding, guys. That's what we're doing. We're gonna marathon ride Muppet Vision 3D. But yeah, Muppet Vision. Final day of operation is going to be June 7th. Yeah. Unless Kermit and the gang can put on one last show to save the Muppet. No, it's actually June 7th.
June 7th. Yeah.
But to Jay's point, Friday, May 16th is going to be a Monday morning, not marathon, but a Monday morning extravaganza, if you will. Just a marathon of Muppet Vision. How about that?
We'll do it more times than I've ever done it in a day, which I think the most I've done it in one day would be twice. So if I beat that number, then we've achieved something and I'll feel good about it.
Okay, so you're going to go over twice on the ride, and I am going to set the over under 2.5 pairs of 3D glasses that go quote unquote missing.
Oh, don't put that
out. Of your marathon. Ooh, Are we going to have any scallywags along with you for the ride?
I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny.
I'm not saying you're a scallywag, Jay. Well, you are worse. A scallywag, but not in that instance.
I've been called worse. I don't steal things from the parks. Yeah, so and speaking of another 3D show that it's already closed now, if you haven't done it, it's over with. It's Tough to Be a Bug is now closed at Disney's Animal Kingdom as that gets
spiders
changed over to Zootopia. Who knows what horrors will await us in Zootopia Better Zoogether.
Yeah, the spiders are going to be the one leftover remnant from Tough to Be a Bug.
Outside the parks, a couple of water park updates. So on May the 1st, Blizzard Beach will be closing. Typhoon Lagoon will reopen on May the 1st. But that Blizzard Beach closure is going to be brief because I think we mentioned before, I believe in June it will reopen. And then both water parks will be open for the first time since pre-COVID. So
For the first time in forever, some might say.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, now that they've got that perk of Disney resort guests getting access to the water parks the day you check into your resort, I have actually heard the water parks are getting close to capacity on some days. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want to take advantage of that perk, make sure you get over there early. Um, Winter Summerland, which is a mini golf course, is doing some alternating refurbishment April 28th through June the 16th. Jelly Rolls is now officially closed on Disney's Boardwalk as of April 19th. I never made it in there, sadly. Um, and then in the resorts, the Whispering Canyon Cafe at Wilderness Lodge will be closed for a couple weeks in May. If you haven't eaten there, it's delicious. I'm sure this is just some routine kind of maintenance for the Whispering Canyon Cafe. Maybe they're going to put up some soundproof walls because I've heard that occasionally there are noise complaints that come from Whispering Canyon Cafe from resort guests.
Ironicism at its best.
Yeah. Disney's Beach Club. They right now Stormalong Bay and Shipwreck Pool are down, and they'll be coming back in June. So before the summer rush really hits, they're refurbishing that, probably the best resort pool in all of Walt Disney World. So those are the closures. Those are the things that you might want to keep in mind if you're traveling down. But we got some new stuff that is actually going to be debuting in May.
No. You got to say it like debuting in May.
Debuting in May. Land, we talked about it before, and this is going to tie into our Monorail Fam question that we discussed at the end. But a couple new shows debuting at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. May 27th.
One new show, but then another show. It's kind of a revision of an old show, right?
That's true. That's true. That's a good point. A new version of The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, and then, of course, Disney's Disney Villains Unfairly Ever After, May 27th.
Which is just a name that you love.
I hate that name. I love it and hate it at the same time. I just don't think it makes sense, but whatever.
It doesn't have to make sense, Jay. It doesn't have to.
I don't know why it wouldn't be unhappily, but whatever. I don't know.
But yes, that makes its unfairly debut on May the 27th. So I guess at this point, exactly 1 month away. Or rather, not exactly, but almost exactly 1 month away.
Almost exactly, which is that's really all we go for on this podcast.
Exactly. Rather, almost exactly.
Well, one thing you can come to us for if it's not like exact information is the latest headlines from the Walt Disney World Resort, and we've got some of those to get to. Before we do, I just want to tell you all, I got to go to Epic Universe this past Friday. Landon's making a face. This is not me bragging. I am kind of bragging a little bit.
No, you most definitely are bragging, as you should. I mean, you got to go to the newest damn most awesome theme park. It appears.
And this, of course, this is a Walt Disney World focused show now, but I will tell you that Steffers and we delayed recording our Across the Universal so that specifically I could visit Epic Universe and then we could talk about it on the next Across the Universal. So, assuming I can coordinate with Steffers this week, which I think that I can, hopefully we'll get that done and get that out to you so you all can hear my thoughts. But until then, you might want to check out our Instagram because I'm going to be posting reels of some of the portals and some of the different experiences. On my personal TikTok, I posted my interaction with the Invisible Man, who was very rude, by the way.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I was just trying to be kind and friendly, but he has a real attitude.
What a monster.
For a guy, yeah, what a monster. That's exactly right. But it is my most viewed TikTok I think I've ever posted, aside from a different one that I won't mention because, well, we'll talk about it offline.
Oh, it's scallywag.
It's Disney related. I just don't want to get political at this moment, even though I typically do. But no, I'm not going to do it right now. Okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah, let's talk about the Hall of Presidents.
Okay, I'll tell you. We all know how Ron DeSantis, noted Disney villain Ron DeSantis, got angry at Disney for their speaking out a bit against the Don't Say Gay bill. I was in Animal Kingdom one day and I could see a rainbow over the park. So I took a video of it and I was like, oh, you've gone too far now, Disney. Rainbows over Walt Disney World? Come on. Anyways, that has like 4,000 views on TikTok, which is my most.
Done.
Yeah.
Well done.
But my interaction with the Invisible Man's up to 1,500. If you want to see that, Justin_Monorail on TikTok.
Yeah. Go check out all the socials. You can see that. You can see Jay taking shots at a noted Disney villain Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and his giant boots that he wears, and Jay mentioned reels that he's putting up, particularly about the portals. I mentioned to Jay before we started recording. Particularly the video of him going through the portal to Super Mario World gave me goosebumps just watching it. And you were accompanied by a friend of the podcast, Skipper Bob, who
Cocktail
said,
Bob. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, Cocktail Bob.
Too
There
many
are too many
Bobs.
Bobs down in Florida. Yes, to your point. Childhood dreams coming true. And that really, we're a Disney podcast, but damn, Universal, it seems like you knocked out of the park with this one.
Yeah. Well done. More to come on that. And while we tease that, I think it's time to maybe put on our swimmies and dive right into the Walt Disney World news. Let's do it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with the headlines from around the Walt Disney World Resort. And today, as we are preparing for May, coming up on Sunday, next Sunday, will be May the 4th. And Disney, the last several years, had, well, probably even as Landon does his best Star Wars salute. I'm pretty sure that's from Star Wars.
Yep. It's Spork's hand gesture.
Disney's been doing a lot of special events, some special treats, some special popcorn buckets, and different little activities that celebrate Star Wars on May the 4th and kind of go on throughout the month. So today we're going to talk a lot about that. Landon, do you want to talk about this first one? I know you were excited about this announcement, so I'll hand this one over to you.
Yeah, this is something that I think is long overdue. I can't honestly believe that Disney didn't do this back when Disney Plus first launched. Disney is going to introduce a point of view for the Rise of the Resistance attraction and a Galaxy's Edge walkthrough coming on May the 4th, where Disney Plus viewers will be able to experience Star Wars Galaxy Edge with a special after-hours walkthrough of the immersive land to celebrate the 70 years of imagination and unforgettable storytelling at Disneyland by inviting you to journey through Star Wars Galaxy Edge. This immersive point of view experience invites you to explore Batuu after hours, where droids work diligently, heroes emerge, and the First Order looms around every corner. Also, on May 4th, tune in to watch an official point of view of the popular Star Wars Rise of the Resistance attraction. Yeah, I know you can go on YouTube and Google it, but the fact that Disney is doing an official stamp saying this is from us, I think, is a massive deal. But this release goes on to say, celebrate 70 years of Disneyland imagination with a cinematic ride-through of Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. This POV journey shows how 7 decades of innovation can bring science fiction to life. Your mission begins on Batuu and quickly escalates into a daring escape into the clutches of the First Order. Do you have what it takes to rise with the Resistance? End quote. But I mean, yeah, I added commentary, as it were. You can go on YouTube, you can go on any corner of the internet and find ride-throughs of first-person point of views of any attraction, almost anything at Disney. But the fact that Disney is finally being like, this is an official Disney release, this is our POV, this is our video, this is what we are giving our blessing to. I think this is long overdue, and hopefully this is a sign of things to come when it comes to content that Disney is going to crank out. Would I prefer it to be Walt Disney World? Yeah, of course. But at the same time, I've never experienced the Disneyland version of Batuu, of Galaxy's Edge, of Rise of the Resistance. So this is something that I'll be able to go through my mind and be like, okay, let's see how the differences are. So I am excited to see it in that instance. But hopefully, if they're doing it for Disneyland, maybe they'll do it for Walt Disney World and Hollywood Studios. I particularly the Batuu experience. I mean, but I'm hoping that in a few years down the road, we're going to be able to have a full catalog of most, if not all, attractions of the in-park stuff, because I like Disney Plus, but it is severely lacking when it comes to in-park content. And that is something that I feel like Disney in-house could change. I'm not going to say overnight because I know this stuff takes money and it takes production hours and man and woman hours to crank out. But this is something Disney could change if they wanted to. So I'm hoping Disney will see numbers when this drops on May the 4th, next Sunday, and they'd be like, okay, there is a demand for stuff like this. We need to give more of this.
Yeah. Part of me, when I read this announcement, and as we've talked about it before, has wondered if Disney has tried not to do too much of this because they don't want to release content that may cause people to not like spend the money to go see it for themselves in person. But really, I don't think that would be the case. I think people, when they see the walkthroughs, when they see the POV ride throughs, all it really does is entice you to want to experience that
most definitely.
yourself,
Yes.
I think. And then there are a lot of people who may never get the opportunity to travel to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, and they wouldn't get to see this otherwise unless they go, like you said, to YouTube and watch one of hundreds of videos that people have posted. But I think that Disney could potentially, by doing exactly what you're saying, release videos like 4K, POV, even like maybe multicam, different angles,
Yes.
like give us all the views from their attractions. Maybe it discourages people from trying to video on the rides.
Bingo. Bingo.
I think that would be a big benefit if that's the case. There's still going to be people who do it, but they could, I would say, Universal on most of their attractions, they say like cameras are not allowed. You have to put your cameras away. That's like a big rule. Disney lets you do it, but I think that if they did do this, if they ended up like blanketing the whole park, like covering everything and releasing a catalog of especially all their headliners, like we don't necessarily need a POV of Goofy's Barnstormer, I guess. Or even Dumbo. Like, I mean, Dumbo's cool, but you don't really need to just see a video of someone riding in a circle. That might make you nauseous.
I mean, it's in a Disney commercial. We already have a very brief snippet of a ride through on that.
Yeah. But like dark rides and some of the coasters and things like that, maybe even Disney could implement a no cameras on rides policy, and people would accept that because you don't need to video it yourself. But that's just that's a separate thought. Maybe this is just a Star Wars thing, but it could be the start of something. And I agree with you. I think it's a good thing overall.
I do think right now it is, quote, just a Star Wars thing because it is dropping on May 4th and it is specifically Star Wars exclusive content. But again, like I said, I hope this is the start of a trend when it comes to Disney because like I said, Disney Plus, for all its positives when it comes to the platform, I mean, you're the platform that has every episode of The Simpsons. So, I mean, in this household, there will be no Disney Plus slander. But when it comes to in-park content, in my opinion, it has always lacked that.
Yeah. I would especially appreciate it if they would do like give us every nighttime spectacular, give us every parade, and actually even the shows.
Yeah.
I would love to see that too. So there's more that they could put out there.
I mean, honestly, I would just love to be able to have like just a long shot of just Main Street USA. Just just set up a camera and just have it run for like an hour and give me the option to just put it on a loop and I would run that in the background while I do my social media work from home.
Yeah, just atmosphere. Yeah.
Yes, would love that.
That'd be great. And Disney could do it better than anybody else.
Yeah,
Did you ever watch those sunrise over, like they did sunrise over Magic Kingdom?
Yes.
That was really good. I think they did Epcot and Animal Kingdom. I don't think they did a Hollywood Studios one.
Don't think they did studios, but I definitely watched Magic Kingdom and Epcot.
Yeah, they may not have done Animal Kingdom because it's been a while since I looked for it. But yeah, more stuff like that would be great. So get on it, Disney.
Right there, come on, Disney. Yeah.
I would even take a video of like just somebody hanging out in the Emporium.
And that would entice you to go into the Emporium and buy stuff.
Yeah.
You would have to digitally exit through the gift shop.
Oh, that would, let's not give them any ideas.
Oh, no,
Uh,
no, they already have that. If you remember in later seasons of The Mandalorian, it would give you the option before you would get into episodes, be like, buy exclusive Mandalorian merchandise.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Hey, speaking of the Mandalorian, that's a good segue into this next article. So, we've talked about Smugglers Run in the past. A couple of weaknesses that we have all mentioned on the show is that number one, the mission is always the same on an attraction that feels like it could be different every time you ride it. And then the other thing is the engineer role is very, very lacking. Well, Disney has take or is taking steps to address both of those things. So previously we mentioned that coming in 2026 there will be new locations that you can visit on Smuggler's Run. So the updates include Tatooine, Bespin, and Endor. And now we have a fourth location that's been announced, taking you to the bustling city planet of Coruscant. Starting May 22nd, 2026, at Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland Resort, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run will allow guests to control the iconic ship like never before. For the first time ever, the crew will be in control of their own destiny, leading to potential adventures on Bespin, the wreckage of the second Death Star around Endor, or just announced bustling city of Coruscant. Another new gameplay addition allows the engineer position to communicate with Grogu during the mission. So the Disney announcement goes on to say, we're so excited that these updates debut on the same day as Lucasfilm's upcoming title, The Mandalorian and Grogu. However, the attraction storyline will follow a different path. In this new thrilling storyline, Hondo Onaka has gotten wind of a deal going down on Tatooine between ex-Imperial officers and a band of pirates. There's a generous bounty for their capture, so you'll borrow the iconic ship and team up with Mando and Grogu to track them down and explore the galaxy. Pretty cool. Yeah. And the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So I read another article that mentioned that you would be able to, like, the engineer not just interact, but sort of like take care of Grogu. That's part of your responsibilities as the engineer on the ship. So again, you've got three roles that you could be on the ship: the pilot, the gunner, or the engineer. The engineer sits in the far back, and up to this point is kind of a boring role on
No,
the
no,
ship.
no. Jay's underselling it. Up until this point, the engineer sucks.
It's the worst for sure. I
The
mean,
worst.
like it, okay, your options are fly the Millennium Falcon, shoot down TIE fighters, or repair the ship by pressing flashing buttons. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Hit
pretty much a
buttons and not
no-brainer.
look out of the cockpit of the Millennium Dagon Falcon.
Yeah.
Ugh. I got stuck. Me and Smoking Hot Fiance got stuck being engineers on our last trip down there, and I made a very not friendly hand gesture when we had to snap our seat belts in. It's like, God bleep it. Why? Why?
Yeah.
We
It's
we burned a fast pass for this, and we're engineers.
yeah, very disappointing.
Uh-huh.
But hopefully, I don't know, like at least this adds a little something to it. And I also love the variability. Now, this is something we talked about with Star Tours. You never know where you're going to go. The ride can be different every time, so you're getting that rewritability. And that ride, you don't have to worry about it. You just get to focus on the experience, and it's always fun. You don't have any part in like making sure the ship doesn't crash. It's going to crash probably, but you have no control over that. Smuggler's Run, you had responsibility, and it was like always the same mission. So again, this is great additions, and I think that I think it takes it up several notches in terms of like, will I want to ride it, and what will the rideability be on any rewritability be on
Oh,
any
most
given
definitely.
day?
Most definitely. I mean, this goes from something. I mean, I just made reference. We wrote it the last time we were down there, but that we only booked it because we were able to get a fast pass, and we needed something to put into our fast pass queue. If we had to stand in line, if we had to do single rider, we probably wouldn't have done Smuggler's Run. If this had been implemented with the Mando and Grogu upgrade, we most definitely would have.
Yeah.
And the rewritability of it, I think would make us want to do it maybe multiple times. I am curious if there's going to be any writer input on which mission you take, or if it's going to be, just roll the dice and see what you get when you sit down in the cockpit. Be like, oh, okay, cool, we're going to Endor, or we're going to Bespin this
Mhm.
time, or if you as the guest will be able to have any input again as to where you and your crew are heading. And I also am curious, what is the fate of the original ride? Because I noticed in this statement it
Hmm.
doesn't have any mention of the OG Smugglers
Yeah,
run
the
mission.
coaxium mission. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. It
Hmm.
almost seems like that just won't exist anymore. But
Yeah, that will be something to keep an eye on, I suppose. But we've always kind of speculated if this attraction has the capability to I guess have multiple missions, multiple runs in it. Ever since it opened, and you name checked Star Tours, and we've always kind of pointed at that, be more like Star Tours,
yeah,
and I'm glad that they are taking a page from the Star Tours playbook, and I'm just glad they're doing something with the engineer role, because the engineer role is the worst. Like I mentioned, like I fast passed on it and got engineer role, and I felt like that was a bad beat. I was going to say I couldn't imagine, but in fact, I can imagine, because I've been in this situation, standing in line for over 60 minutes, and then you end up as an engineer where
yeah.
you just have to stare at a panel to your left or right and just hit flashing buttons, while everybody else, to your point, gets to drive, gets to fly the Millennium Falcon, or gets to shoot down TIE fighters, and you just like hit buttons. Like that
I'm
is
here
so
too.
lame. So lame.
Yeah. Yeah. So good stuff from Disney. I think this is, we've talked before about like listening to guest feedback. I think this is a direct response to that, because we weren't the only ones who felt this way about that ride, and this is definitely helpful. I will say, as long as you don't go through single rider, when you get up to the cast member who asks you how many people are in your party, you can request to be pilots if you want to. Now, it may not always be granted, but you can request it. And I've done it in the past, and they've said okay, and they'll hold us back and let other people go so we can be pilots. But that's your experience may vary. Single rider,
Mhm.
you don't get to ask.
Nope.
Um,
And to Jay's point, requests are just that, requests, and they're not always granted. And I'll just leave it at that.
Landon, you hate Disney. Admit it. You
Yes,
hate it.
yes.
You're the
After,
real villain of this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. After how many years we've been doing this, it's finally time to peel off my mask like I'm Scooby Doo. Yep.
Oh, I'm just kidding. It's variability with cast members. You never know what's going to happen. But all right, so we've got a food guide we want to talk about, but before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we have a Star Wars food guide. It's like blending of our favorite things, and I can't wait to talk about it. So stick with us. We will be right back. Welcome back to the monorail. It's Justin Monorail. It's Landon the Dawsdone, and we're back because we want to talk about tasty treats.
Yeah, we do.
More importantly, galactic tasty treats.
In our taste buds in a galaxy far, far away. That sounded weird. I apologize.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Perfect. All right. Then I don't apologize. I take back my apology, Jason.
Okay. Well, I'm pulling up the Disney Parks blog article here, and this is by a contributor called Juan Lugo. And we're just going to say exactly what he said. This cheesy intro he's got here. Set your coordinates to Disney Parks and kick it into hyperdrive, because May the 4th is almost here. And
Okay.
to
I have nothing
celebrate,
to apologize for.
and to celebrate, the culinary teams at Walt Disney World Resort and Disneyland Paris are working hard to blast your taste buds into another system.
Oh, Juan.
There's some of the things that we will see on this list that we have seen in the past, but there does appear to be some new offerings this year. So that's pretty exciting. I mean, I think all of these, if you are at Walt Disney World, because most of us are, and we are in Paris. However, we do have listeners that are over in France. So we're not going to talk about the Disneyland Paris stuff. You're going to have to find that on your own. But
Sorry, France listeners.
there are options for you if that applies to you.
If you would like for us to talk about Disneyland Paris on a more regular basis, feel free to sponsor and fly us out there. We
Yeah,
will definitely talk about it more.
that's true. I'd be willing to do that if somebody's going to pay for it.
Yes,
Uh,
we are here to sell out.
well, for Walt Disney World specifically, all of these treats will be either found at the Hollywood Studios locations or Disney Springs. Um, I'm just going to say one of the things that immediately jumps out to me is that Oga's Cantina is going to have a new drink in a brand new uh, souvenir mug,
Ooh, yeah, it is.
and it looks great. So this drink is called the Mythosaur. It's available May 4th through May 31st. It's made with Minute Maid passion fruit orange and guava juice. That's pog juice for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with the term. With a splash of lime topped with Appleton Estate 8-year reserve rum, Gosling's Black Seal rum, and blue curacao. It is served with a Mythosaur mug, limit 2 per person per transaction while supplies last. And I gotta say, I love the look of this thing.
Hmm.
It looks like a mythosaur skull carved out of stone, and it's very, very cool. The color of the drink is not pink, so that's fine. Whatever. It could have been
So
pink.
you know Jay's out on the drink, but he's here for the mug.
Yeah, the mug looks great. Landon, is that something that you'd put down your Disney dollary dues for that collectible mug?
1000%. I was just about to say, if any of our lovely listeners find themselves in Oga's Cantina from May 4th through the 31st, and they want to put down some Disney dollary dues for a second one of the Mythosaur mugs and want to be reimbursed from One Land in the Dawsstone, be sure and reach out because I'm sure we can work something out because that souvenir mug looks dope.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, they did a great job photographing here. It's got like a galactic background. There's smoke coming out of it, but just even without all that, that mug's going to look great on a shelf in
Yes.
my
Uh-huh.
home.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I have a glass thingamajig over here just off camera that it would look very nice next to all my other Disney collectible mugs that I've purchased over the years.
That's true. All right. Well, let's take a step back here. So there's a few things that you can pick up outside of Oga's Cantina. All of these next items are available at ABC Commissary, the Backlot Express, Fairfax Fair, Pizza Rizzo, and Rosie's All American Cafe from May 4th through the 31st. Mobile order available. That's important. Um, they have a very cool looking macaroon called the Battle of Hoth macaroon, toasted coconut macaroon on a cookie on a cookie. I don't know why I said that so weird. Decorated with buttercream, shredded coconut, and white chocolate, and it looks like it comes with that must be a white chocolate don't you think?
It must be because it is a white AT-AT. And
Yeah,
I mean, like, first of all, Battle of Hoth Macaroon, they put a lot of thought into what to name it. It looks cool, but I'm not a coconut person. So this is not hollering at your boy, so to speak, but it looks really cool.
yeah. I bet it's going to taste like a snowball. Although snowballs have chocolate cake, I think, in them, so maybe a little bit
Well,
different,
well,
but
it does have the white chocolate flavor profile, so I would
maybe
maybe
close.
yeah, yeah.
It's a white snowball.
Hmm.
Anything
And
on there jumping out to you though, Landon?
well, I mean, I do have to shout out the two new libations, and as a matter of fact, one of the libations has libation in its name. We're talking the Chosen One cooler and the Sith Lord libation. Love the alliteration, ladies. Love alliteration. The Chosen One cooler is a sweet and sour citrus limeade served with a Skywalker lightsaber sizzle stick. The non-alcoholic beverage also is available. Though it says with Patron silver tequila, I don't
Mhm.
think the non-alcoholic version comes with the tequila. And then
Usually
the
not.
Sith Lord libation is a cherry limeade served with a Darth Vader lightsaber swizzle stick, and that comes with a Woodford Reserved Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Also, again, a non-alcoholic version is available. Of those two, I am a bourbon man, so I'd probably embrace my dark side on those. But they look cool, and you get a fun little swizzle stick with it.
I'm trying to picture what that would taste like because I love cherry limeade. Like if I go to Sonic, I'm getting a cherry limeade every time. I would not consider putting bourbon in a cherry limeade.
Well, I
That-
mean, lemonade and bourbon is a drink. And then I guess yeah, a cherry, adding the cherry flavor profile. Hmm,
It's interesting.
yeah, that I mean, I'm not going to turn it down, but but
No, I'll
but
try it for sure.
but yeah, it's like that is an interesting combination with them adding the cherry aspect of it because again, like I said, it's like lemonade and bourbon, lemonade and whiskey. That is a southern drink, y'all. But yeah, adding the cherry aspect to that.
Interesting. Very
Interesting
interesting.
indeed. But also shout out to the Wookiee cookie. It doesn't need to be May the 4th or the month of May to have a good ass Wookiee cookie. That is a solid snack anytime you're at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get one this year. I've never actually gotten a Wookiee cookie, but I love.
Gasp.
Yeah, I know. Two oatmeal cookies with vanilla cream filling, garnished with a milk chocolate sash. Disney, that's called a bandolier. That's not a sash. Let's
It
get
is.
it
Get it right.
get it right, please, as I
Oh
push the
boy,
glasses up.
I really hope somebody was fired for that blunder.
But between the two, I gotta say, I think between the two, even though I would much prefer, I like the red lightsaber. I think I'd go with the chosen one cooler if I could only pick one. That the sweet and sour citrus limeade with the Patron silver, I bet that basically tastes like a margarita. I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Star Wars margarita.
Yeah. So that sounds good to me. I'm not going to turn down a marg. And the picture again, they've done a great job with the pictures. Those swizzle sticks. If okay, so imagine you think that's what like a 12-ounce cup that's in, and then the lightsaber. If that's true, the lightsaber is actually pretty large for a swizzle stick.
I was
But
gonna. I If those are 12 ounces, I
maybe it's 8. I don't know.
see. Yeah. I think it's closer to 8. If and just knowing how Disney serves and distributes their cocktails.
Yeah. Either way, they look really cool. They light up. They'll make your drink glow, and we all love light up things.
Oh,
Um,
and those are available while supplies last.
of
So.
course, of course. Also available May the 4th through the. Why does it say May 4th through 5th? Just for 2 days?
Oh,
Oh, it's
that's
locations. That's
yeah.
why. I
Yeah.
see.
Mhm.
Okay, so May 4th through 5th at the Anaheim Produce Market and Cart on Grand Avenue, and then the churro cart near Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for the whole month. You can get the lightsaber churro. There's a red one. There's a blue one. The little cardboard handle that you hold your churro with looks like a lightsaber hilt. Again, never gotten one of those, but they look cool. I'm not a churro person, guys. I like Nomad churros, but that's
About
about as
it.
far as it goes. Um,
Which one do
again,
you think tastes better, the red or the blue one?
I don't know if they have different taste.
I don't think they
Lightsaber.
do either. I was just
I mean, sometimes I will say I like the color of food sometimes does influence the taste in my mind. Just it's like a mental thing, I know.
the
But
red one actually tastes like blue. I read on the
oh,
internet.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's a Jedi mind trick right there. That one.
I think if I'm gonna pick one, I'm going red though. I think I'd go red with that one.
Embrace the dark side.
Yeah, and that comes with chocolate sauce, of course. Docking Bay 7, one of my favorite quick service locations. Always a good choice. They've got a couple things you can get. There's a mithril orb, which is a crystal blue raspberry orb served with a tart pineapple passion fruit sauce and crunchy streusel. And then there's sliced Eope wrap, pork loin, capicola, gabagool. You get gabagool on this one.
It's Space Gabagool over
Space
here.
gabagool.
Oh,
Spiced broccoli rabe, provolone, and red pepper mule sauce wrapped in pita bread, drizzled with herb aioli, and served with yuca fries. I'm not a yuca fry fan. Um, I would try that though. I love a gabagool. Give me that space gabagool.
and they got broccoli Rob. Wow,
Yeah.
that guy rules.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get Skipper Bob and Cocktail Bob and theme park Rob to go see Broccoli Rob.
Get some broccoli rabe. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Maybe he can join the Council of the Bobs.
He'll be inducted.
Yeah.
Broccoli Rob, welcome to the Council of the Bobs.
But again, echoing something you said earlier, they did a great job on the pictures, particularly the mithril orb. It's like I if I ordered it, it sounds okay, but if I ordered it, I don't know if I would want to eat it because it just looks so dang cool. Like, yeah, look at
I
this one.
I wonder. I guess maybe those are different flavors. It looks like there's a blue tart dessert you can get at in Pandora at the why can't I think of it? Satuli Canteen. They have a blue raspberry tart, I think. It's a similar thing. I don't know. They may just be copy and pasting, but that's okay. Um, crunch at least with this one you get crunchy streusel.
Mm, your boy does love a crunchy streusel.
Well, if that's the case, maybe you'll be interested. This has nothing to do with streusel. If you want to visit the milk stand near Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, or
Why would I do that? Everybody knows that the milk sucks.
or the cart near the milk stand, cart near milk stand, available May 4th through the 31st.
Is that the name of it? Cart near milk stand?
That's what it says on this. I'm just reading it as it's written, folks. Cart near milk stand.
Does that come up on your bank statement when you're looking at your purchases over your Disney trip? It's like, all right, the Emporium. We went to Skipper Canteen. Ah, yes, cart near milk stand. Yes, I remember. Yeah, we purchased stuff from there too.
I don't know what the heck they're talking about.
It's the cart near milk stand. Duh, it's right there in the name.
Whatever. Well, if you can find it, you could get yourself some Kessel Run rations, which is flaky pretzel croissants sprinkled with smoky sea salt and served with caramel chocolate sauce. Only available at Milk Stand.
So not cart near milk stand.
And no, not cart near. Only available. Well, both. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Just go ask people where the Kessel Run rations are, I guess. Say, I'm new here.
It doesn't sound like a bad snack.
Croissants are good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A salty croissant with caramel chocolate sauce. Oh, yeah. I'd do that for sure.
I can get behind that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's a new thing. Now, if you do find your way to Milk Stand or cart near Milk Stand, they also have a mossberry biscuit that this is not new. They had it last year, I guess. Biscuit topped with ube and matcha icing, ube micro sponge cakes, sprinkles, and dehydrated blueberries. I went to an ice cream shop last night that had very interesting flavors, and I ended up getting an ube cheesecake ice cream, and it was so good. It was delicious. So I don't know if you're a fan of ube, Landon, but it's a nice. I feel like it's a nice it's not vanilla, but I'm saying it's like a down the middle sort of an ice cream or a sweet flavor.
I think I tried ube once before and wasn't overwhelmed by it. So
yeah, I mean, it's not going to overwhelm you. I think it's a root. I don't know much about ube, but I think it's like a root, like a sweet potato kind of thing.
You'll see. I'm not a fan of sweet potatoes. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That would explain why that. Then don't worry about trying to track down cart near milk stand. Or
I won't have to. Yeah.
Why did they write it like this? It says in the Disney Parks blog, milk stand, comma, cart near Star Wars Rise of Resistance and cart near milk stand.
Milk stand.
Is that not saying the same thing twice?
It kind of feels like it is. Also, coming to the Monday morning Monorail podcast t-shirt shop, cart near milk stand.
What the heck?
Just that right there on a t-shirt.
Is it possible for a Disney Parks blog to gaslight me? Because I think it's doing it.
Cart near milk stand.
I think I'm losing my mind.
Well, and I apologize if that isn't as funny as it is to anybody else as it is to me, but cart near milk stand cracks me
It's
up.
funny. It's funny.
It's like they fed it into AI and then that's what it crapped out. And then they fed it back into AI and it's like, all right, let's run with it. Go. Yeah.
There's some things that you can get. We don't often talk about like Disney Springs, like the Emirates Patisserie or the Ganachery, but there's like some treats that you can get over there. There's one of them that I think they look cool. Here's my hesitation with these just chocolate creations. I just feel like they look better and They look better than they're going to taste, and they're not worth the calories. That's my opinion.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they look cool. But you can get a choose your side petite cake from Amarette's, and then they have an Anakin Starfighter chocolate pinata, which I think that's kind of messed up because what are you're supposed to bust up the Starfighter? Like, take this, Anakin.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I don't know if you've seen those movies. Anakin turns out to not be a great guy. Spoiler
what?
alert.
I've only ever seen the first episode.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, buddy.
He's a cute little kid. Um,
He is so wizard.
he's a wizard. They also have Ahsoka Ganache Pop, and then they have Star Planet Ganache bars, which those may be fine because that's almost just like eating a chocolate bar. I mean
Hmm.
that's what you're doing. So no
But
no
but
issue there.
but yeah, I agree with you. Those treats, particularly the first two, might look better than they actually taste.
Yeah. All right, Landon, give us the updates on what buckets and sippers we can expect during the May the 4th celebration.
Yeah, new Star Wars, I guess, themed buckets and sippers are coming. A coaxium sipper, if you're a fan of Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, you're going after some coaxium for Hondo, I believe it is. So you can bring home some coaxium for yourself. We have coaxium sippers, including blue or green milk at the time of purchase. Maybe you can just ask for the non-milk option because neither blue or green milk is that great, and that's at milk stand, but we don't know if it's at stand near milk stand. And then we also have a Death Star bucket that includes milk at the time. No, that
Milk.
includes popcorn at the time of purchase. Those are also two per person at transaction while supplies last. Also, two per person while supplies last. Is going to be a Jawa sipper that can be found at the Hollywood Studios ABC commissary, the Backlot Express, Fairfax Fair, and the main entrance cart, and also Pizza Rizzo while it is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also new is going to be the salvaged Clone Trooper helmet. Once again, two per person per transaction, available May 4th while supplies last. And that is going to be at the Hollywood Studios Souvenir Release Mobile Order Store located across from Milk Stand. Pause for laughter. Available May
What is
4th through
happening?
5th. Available May 4th through 5th at the Milk Stand. Select carts and kiosks throughout Disney's Hollywood Studios after that. And then at Kat Saka's Kettle, available starting May the 6th.
I don't understand what's happening at milk stand.
I mean,
That, that, why not
what's
at least say the milk stand?
what's the problem with Milk Stand? I mean, it's not like it's cart near Milk Stand.
Cart near milk stand. So it's funny. I guess they're assuming there's going to be a big rush for the salvaged clone trooper helmet and the Death Star bucket, which probably there will because they're getting their own special souvenir release mobile order stores May 4th and 5th.
Yeah. I didn't mention the Death Star bucket is going to also be available at the mobile order store May 4th and 5th, like I mentioned on the Clone Trooper helmet. I haven't we seen the Clone Trooper helmet?
There was a
That
stormtrooper helmet,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
which is like, if I remember right, it's like damaged and bloody, which is
Yeah,
really
exactly. Yeah.
intense for for a Disney
It's
popcorn
battle
bucket.
worn, it's fine. It's fine.
This one just looks like you found it in a clone trooper's basement, and it just needs to be cleaned up or something.
Don't think too much about it as you eat popcorn out of a helmet that may or may not have had a dead head in it.
Right.
Don't think about it too much. And also don't think about eating your popcorn out of a space weapon of mass destruction that may or may not light up, according to the picture that Disney put up on the Disney Parks.
It does look like it lights up.
Which is neat.
I wonder if the coaxium tube almost looks like maybe it would have some kind of special effect, but maybe not. I
The
looking at it
special effect is you can pour the blue or green milk that
out
it comes with out.
down down right
You
beside
can
milk
put it in
stand.
the garbage.
The Jawa's eyes look like it lights up.
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
All these are cool. I personally Like if I'm visualizing my shelf, I think the Jawa would be maybe my first choice. That sipper is cute, and I've got a spot for it, perfect, right on my shelf up there. Um, I like that Death Star too, but um,
The
I,
Death Star would be my first choice, but I mean, just like that could end up being kind of a big boy, so to
I
speak.
wonder how big it is. Like, I wonder if it's like volleyball sized, maybe. I'm trying to. Okay, so I'm looking at the straps on it, and I'm just trying to think about like that. It's probably about volleyball size.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and it makes at least it makes more sense as a popcorn bucket than the Millennium Falcon itself, which
That was such a
still
oh,
doesn't make sense to me.
I know, and then you look at it as a quote unquote functioning popcorn bucket. You can put upwards of what 7 kernels of popcorn in it,
It's ridiculous.
and then you look at people who have it wrapped around their neck. It's like, oh, okay, all right, you do you, pal, you do you. Well, and it's like I get what they're going for with the coaxium sipper. Eh, underwhelmed comes to mind.
Underwhelmed. Yeah, that one to me, I mean, it just looks like a water bottle with
Yeah,
some. It's just a
it really does.
stylized bottle.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm not such a big fan of like the prequels or the Clone Wars or anything that I would, go crazy for a clone trooper helmet, but I could see people being really into that. But yeah, for me, that Jawa and the Death Star catch my eye. So I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna go stand in hour-long lines, and I'm not gonna fight people for these things. But if I can get my hands on a that doesn't sound good. If I can manage to get a Jawa while supplies last, maybe I'll do that. We'll see.
So you're saying you're not gonna take a stroller and load it up with Jawas and Death Stars?
Probably not. Not
Okay,
this time.
not this. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and uh, the coaxium sipper is available at Milk Stand,
At the milk stand again.
not cart near Milk Stand, just Milk
Interesting.
Stand.
I mean, I know we already know like Disneyland's getting some cool stuff that's going to happen during the season of the Force. Like Luke Skywalker is going to be walking around in Batu over at Disneyland. So I guess at least we get cool sippers and popcorn buckets. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they get cool character experiences. Us here on the East Coast, we get to pay for our cool experiences,
Yeah, well, you are paying for it either way, but
and we have cart near Milk Stand.
cart near a milk stand.
Never forget
I
cart near Milk Stand.
I gotta say, like day one Batu, I was a fan of particularly the blue milk. The green milk for me, like I just people say they like it better. I've never liked the green milk as much. I like the blue milk. I like it with rum. Um, Over time, it has like decreased in my favor. Like I now I don't ever get it anymore. I don't know that I will again, and they've upped the price. So, like I don't know, man.
See, I was always opposite. I was always team green milk because it came with the I think it was tequila or
Tequila,
whatever.
yeah.
And I tried both day one, and I thought the green tasted better, but there just became a point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get my green. Oh, this was a mistake, and I stopped lying to myself, I think, and just like, Landon, this is terrible.
It's not
There are
good.
better ways to waste your money in Disney parks,
Yeah.
and mm, mm, mm.
Are there still fans of blue or green milk out there? We'd love to hear from you. Let us
Because
know.
it really does seem like that seems to be the consensus. Nobody likes the milk,
I know. And not
even though it's
anymore.
good for your bones.
Well, and it's vegan milk, so it's good for everybody. It's non-dairy. So,
Oh, so is it good for our bones?
they might have calcium in there. I don't know. Can you call it milk if there's no calcium? I don't know.
I mean, Disney's gonna.
Yeah, they will anyway.
It'll be milk.
Mork. Um, well, all right. So those are the treats. Those are the popcorn buckets. Those are the sippers. All fun stuff for Star Wars. Um, and we talked about all the fun stuff you can look forward to. I really like. I do think that they need some kind of like fresh ideas or some fresh energy to be injected just into the land in general because I think at this point people are just ready. Like bring the legacy characters in. Don't worry about the
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
Don't worry about the timeline.
Yeah, because us the guests, we don't care. We
Yeah.
we we do not care. We just want to see Luke and Leia and Han and Darth Vader. And I mean, like, we got Mando, give us Boba Fett.
You can
Like,
do, yeah, and you can do shifts. You don't have to like mix the characters up. Like bring the legacy characters out for a while, then send them back. Bring the prequel episodes characters out for a while, then send them back. You can do
yep.
all that stuff. It's
Yeah.
fine.
And
That
like more droids too.
more droids.
Hmm.
When you were talking earlier about the POV walkthrough of After Hours Batuu, it made me wonder. I guess they're going to plus it up with like there will be characters that are sort of like in the land while you're watching it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was not lost on me. The fact that there are going to be characters, but it's after hours, and
Yeah.
and I understand. It's like maybe depending on foot traffic, depending on how busy it is in the area, you can't have walk around characters. But I mean, that doesn't stop. Like Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and stuff like that from having specific spots throughout
Yeah.
the park
Yeah.
where guests can go meet them. So why does that stop like Ahsoka or something from appearing in Batu?
Right. Exactly. Okay, Landon. So since we are without Steffers today, and our next episode is the big 250th episode,
Oh my
I'm going.
God.
I am going to suggest that at the very least we hold off on our interaction with the Monorail Fam on the villain show until the next episode. We'll bring those responses because it involves Steffers too. Because one of the things I threw out as a twist to the question is, if you're going to suggest three villains host the show, then you have to tell us which one is Steffers, which one's Landon, and which one is me. Um, some people did, so I think it's kind of fun. But yeah, I'd like to have Steffers be part of that, so we can hold off on that portion until then.
Okay.
But anything else you wanted to discuss before we wrap up today's episode? Anything we missed? I think we covered most of the good stuff.
Just that somebody needs to get me that Mythosaur mug from Oga's Canteen.
Yeah.
Uh, I will pay you for it. Ask Cocktail Bob. He got me a gargoyle mug from
Came from Trader Sam's.
Trader Sam's. That's right. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know why I blanked on it, but I definitely Venmoed him money for it. So yeah, I will hook you up if you hook me up, and you will be my favorite member of the Monorail fam.
At least for a day.
Yes, for a day, and also once again, cart in your milk stand.
Cart near milk stand. My goodness. We should have just ended on that.
We really should have.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening to another episode of the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. I promise we'll have something fun planned for episode 250.
250. Oh my God.
Yeah. Can't believe it's finally here.
Yikes.
While we work on that, Landon, where can people see you on the internet over the next week?
THEDOZ, landed on blue ski, landed down. I'm the best, landing down, not the rest. That's my fun little corner of the internet. The real world is terrible and it's constantly on fire and it is terrifying you and me all the time. But we're trying to make the real world a little bit less awful. That's where I post about fun stuff like comic books, movies, TV shows, wrestling, magic cards. Go see Sinners. Sinners is one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. I went and saw a Minecraft movie a couple days ago. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. And I don't know a whole lot about Minecraft, but that was a fun movie. There are good movies out. So go see a movie that will make the real world a little bit less terrible. But go see Sinners. Sinners is incredible. And I also appear on the Phil Show, News Talk 98.7 WOKI radio station locally here in Knoxville, Tennessee, streaming 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at newstalk987.com. Also available in the iHeartRadio app and the News Talk 987 app as well. But if I'm not on the radio, I'm probably going to be playing the Oblivion remaster that just dropped this week out of nowhere. Yeah, there's that. So listen to me on the radio. Go see Sinners, and I'm gonna be playing Oblivion. So there you go. Breathe, have a little bit of fun. If you do both of those things, yada yada yada. Let's wrap this up so I can go play Oblivion.
Very good. Steffers is Adventures with Steffers. You can catch her on Twitch She's also It's Steffers in certain locations. You can search both things, you'll find her. We're Morning Monorail everywhere that you would want to find us, on TikTok, on Instagram. The Monday Morning Monorail Fam is a great place to be on Facebook, and we also have a Discord that you can hang out with us all week long. And yeah, Landon.
Uh, the month of April is getting ready to end, and I believe that means livingwiththelandon.com might be coming down. So if you haven't got your merchandise for the Living with the Landon fundraiser that I did on April 1st, raising money for Second Harvest Food Bank of East Tennessee's Food for Kids program, you're running out of time. We raised over $7,500 for the Food for Kids program for Second Harvest Food Bank for my 40th birthday, or as Smoking Hot Fiance calls it, the proposal where she got merchandise. She likes that joke. So yeah, head over to livingwiththelandon.com. Any costs or any money raised past cost of merchandise still goes to Second Harvest. And if you pledged money for Second Harvest and have yet to make your pledge to Second Harvest, please do so. You should have gotten an email. If you haven't gotten an email for some reason, please reach out to us, me, Jay Steffers, and we will help you help out Second Harvest.
Absolutely. We love to help. We help you, you help us.
And you help Second Harvest.
And the world goes round and round. Cart near milk stand. That's where you can find us when we're not here. But you know what? You can find us right back in this spot next week for episode 250. Thank you so much for being part of the Monorail Fam. You are the best in the biz, and we love doing it, and we love hanging out with you all right here on the Monday Morning Monorail podcast. Until we talk to you next time, thank a team member, thank a cast member, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.